Greetings, all you Cagesiders and everybody else around the good world wide web. This is Wednesday night shooting. I'm getting tongue tied already. It's like so much. Anyway, I am Tonya Rodgers here with the SmackDown Live reviewer for Cageside Seats, Andrew M. Swift. Yay!
The controversial Andrew Swift.
The controversial.
I'm apparently controversial. Yeah.
And before we get into everything, of course, I remind people my avatar used to be Roman Reigns, but since he is the top guy right now, I don't need to. He is. I don't really care how anybody feels about it. Since he's the top guy right now, I don't have to go so hard for him. So I decided every week on the show, I am going to pick my MVP, and they're going to have my picture. Last week, it was the face of America, Kevin Owens, and I kind of I was like, shit, I could keep him because what I liked about SmackDown was his part. But I also like Naomi. I was getting verklempt. She was all keeping up in the ring with Charlotte and whatnot, and yeah, we're gonna get into that. But yeah, it's Naomi's week this week. But I mean, there's a lot, and since like we're gonna talk about Raw, I didn't watch it, so you have to tell me.
Oh shit! I don't remember what happened on Raw.
But we can start with SmackDown since that is, the big brouhaha.
Yeah.
They had a 6-pack challenge to determine a number one contender for the WWE Championship, which is currently held by one Black Lives Don't Matter Randy Orton.
Oh boy.
So, in this match, we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale with Cheese winner, Mojo Rawley. We also had Sami Zayn, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Dolph of the Zigglers, and Jinder fucking Mahal. And it was a good match. It was a very good match.
It was a hoot, yeah. It
was lit, pretty much lit. There was a point where like Sammy broke up a pin that Mahal had.
Oh my god!
And it scared me shitless because I was like, "Oh fuck!" For a second there, I thought Jinder Mahal was going to win, and then guess what? A few minutes later, Jinder Mahal did win the fucking match.
Yeah, that pin breakup was terrifyingly good. Like it was a moment where it's like you saw Sammy like scramble, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna make it. Like I don't know if he's going to make it in time.
So you weren't like watching when the Shield was doing all those crazy 6-man tags, right?
No.
That legit reminded me of like exactly how the Shield would be like. You would be watching a match and somebody in the Shield would be getting pinned, usually Dean. I don't know why it was always usually Dean that this happened to. And you would see nobody else from the Shield anywhere. And it's like, oh my God. And this is when the Shield was undefeated. So you're like, oh my God, the Shield might lose. And then out of fucking nowhere, you see a bronze streak or a fucking tattoo and break up the pin. You're like, what the fuck? Where did they come from? And that's exactly, I was like, what the fuck, Sammy? Don't scare me like that. and then like, I know why they did it that way.
yeah, exactly.
Because he was going to fucking win. And we're just going to have to unpack everything real quick and address, let's just go ahead and talk about if they continue. First of all, Sami Zayn was supposed to win according to kayfabe. And then, I don't know if people remember from the Cruiserweight Classic, like two of the worst wrestlers there, the Bollywood Boys, came out and grabbed Sammy's legs when he was about to do the haluva kick. And then Jinder Mahal, I don't know, I guess he hit his finisher, which I don't even know what the fuck it is.
It's like a half Nelson Slam or something. Like it didn't, and like he took forever to set
like a finisher.
He took it forever to set it up, and it looked bad. And there was, but like you knew it was the finish, like you could just tell, and you were like, "Oh my god, this is." I blame all these motherfuckers on Twitter out there with their fucking wrestling Twitter going crazy for Jinder Mahal. Sincerely or ironically, either way, it's not cool.
It is not. But okay, so after he wins the match, he starts going on and on about America not accepting diversity and such and such. And as Andrew and I talked about on the award-winning pre-show to Wednesday Night Shooting, we don't even think the crowd was listening to anything he was saying. They were just booing because they didn't like the decision that was made.
Yeah.
So, like, here's my thing. I am dark-skinned. Very. Like, I don't know if people see my profile picture. Girl is chocolate, dark chocolate. And I am, like, so fucking sick and tired of, like, when you're dark-skinned and you have an accent in the WWE. You're a foreigner. You're not American. You don't belong here. And it's like, that cannot be all to his fucking character. Like, it's so lazy. And you all I'm seeing is a mostly Caucasian crowd booing a dark-skinned person for wanting diversity.
Yeah.
And that's not a good, like, there's a reason why wrestling fans, so I'm going to have to call whoever, I don't know who the fuck wrote that promo, but whoever wrote that promo, come to the front of the class. And I'm just going to make this quick because you're obviously not very bright. You're not very creative. Stop it. Foreigners are human beings. They have the same feelings, thoughts, and emotions. And believe it or not, like, America and hating America and Americans is not like a fucking pastime of every goddamn foreigner around the globe. Like, it might be shocking, but they actually have their own countries and shit that they have to fucking worry about, and not our fucking petty ass country. Okay? That's all. So you can go ahead with your thoughts on all of this.
I mean, it's hard to get past, like, the top line, like Jinder Mahal number. I know the belt is devalued, like, we've been joking about that, but it's also true. Like, they have really devalued the WWE Championship in the last couple of months. But Jinder Mahal is the number one contender. Like, apparently he hadn't won a television match since, like, January 3rd or something. And that was, like, on Main Event. He hadn't won, like, a televised match since, like, December or November or some shit. And so then when you just, like, and then he's suspected of, you know, injuring, even if he didn't, like, give Finn a concussion, he straight knocked him out. We all saw that. Like, he was really sloppy and dangerous as enhancement talent to one of the ostensibly top stars in the company. And that's not cool whatsoever. We won't talk about his quote unquote training methods and workout regime. I think the results in the last, I don't know, 8 months or so speak for themselves if you look at before and after pictures. But all that aside, he's an all right, like, talker. He was pretty good on Talking Smack last week. He was all right this week. He's an okay worker. You know, he's average. He's fine. He's an all right hand. So none of it would have been that big of an issue. Like, it would have been, like, kind of an eye scratcher and, like, well, this is kind of silly, you know. But going to the whole anti-American because I'm a foreigner, inciting an American crowd to, like, boo diversity or to have the heel, when you know he's going to be booed because the crowd is going to hate the decision, then bring up diversity and get booed for it. Either way, it looks terrible, especially with like there's, ever since November 8th, but also January 20th, there's been a spate of hate crimes in this country, and a lot of those have targeted Indian Americans, including a shooting in Kansas back in February where 2 Indian men were shot and 1 was killed. Because, of course, they were mistaken for being Iranian because the dude, stupid racist, can't even be racist correctly somehow. But yeah, it's really ugly and it's not a good look. And there's no need for it. Like you knew the meta heat, which please don't start doing meta heat shit on SmackDown. Like keep that on Monday. But you knew the meta heat was gonna come with the result. Like all you had to do was out there and be like, I'm better than you, blah, 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 blah. And it would have been fine. It would have been a head scratcher, but it wouldn't have made me go, you know what? This makes me think of the problems in this company. And that's not a good sign. You never want to remind your audience that your company is #problematic on issues of race and gender. But WWE does a very good job of it left and right for some reason. So I don't know. Jinder Mahal's the #1 contender. It's interesting. Also, I gotta ask one thing. His promo was bizarre because he said, "You boo me because I don't fit your stereotype," and then to like further the point that he didn't fit the stereotype of being like an Indian American, he said like he had a higher education and was wealthy. And as soon as he said those, I was like, does this writer not have any idea at all about the Indian American community?
So he's saying that most Indian Americans are stupid and poor?
Yeah, which is hilarious because that's not at all the Indian American community in the United States. Like they're one of the well-off immigrant groups in the country.
Andrew, do you know how pissed off like probably every black fan would be if Biggie said a sentence like that? Yes. I'm not a stereotypical black person.
Yeah,
I'm intelligent and wealthy. It would be a fucking shitstorm.
Yeah.
If Big E or Kofi Kingston said something like that. So, like, that's why some people are like, well, I don't think it's a big deal. It is. And just because I am not Indian doesn't mean I can't relate, because like motherfuckers will yell, go back to Africa to me. I'm like, fuck, I was born in the deep South. Yeah. The deepest of the South in America, bitch. So I get it. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's talk about like
said enough words on that.
Where we actually have to like unpack more, because there's a lot to unpack with him winning, because they specifically said during the match that whoever won was going to main event Backlash. Now, I know we're lax with the term main event, and that's not my issue. My issue is that it's for a pay-per-view match. So that means there is going to be some type of build towards this. And they kept slipping and saying Randy Orton. And then I'm like, but I thought the House of Horrors match was Bray Wyatt's rematch that he never got. But it's like, is it, or like what?
I don't know. Like people on Reddit, I guess, or whatever, like found something that suggested that it wasn't a championship match, and like I guess it's very strange. Like, first of all, I'll tell you what, when Orton came out last night and started and cut his promo, I tuned out like immediately. I don't think I didn't say anything about it in my review. I was just like, Randy Orton came out and then Bray Wyatt appeared. Because as soon as Bray Wyatt did it, as soon as the Wyatt like gimmick thing hit, I literally walked out of the room. I was like, well, this is like a Raw program, so I don't need to review this because I am just so.
Oh, you are just so ready to throw. Actually, no, this is not a Raw program. Do not do that. Even though I'm not watching Raw, I'm still gonna have to stand up. No, it's a SmackDown program. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah. Bray Wyatt is messing with Finn Balor on Raw right now. Bray Wyatt messing with Randy Orton. That's a SmackDown live program. It started here. It originated here. It's just gonna end on a Raw pay-per-view for some odd reason. I know why. Because apparently the rumor is, and this is why Bray Wyatt is so pissed. Because, the WrestleMania match happened. And then he legit found out day of that he was going to Raw. Which meant he's not going to win the WWE title back. Which, of course, like everybody had it in their head that AJ was actually going to Raw. And they said at the last minute, Vince changed his mind. And instead of AJ going to Raw, they got Bray Wyatt. Like, that's a fucking trade. So, yeah. This is a case of SmackDown dumping some... See, Raw got Jinder Mahal, and SmackDown got Bray Wyatt, and I'm still trying to figure out which one is the worst trade.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, Jesus. Can we... If you want to say more words about this, or are we done?
We're done with the WWE chain. I don't care whatsoever. Like, I made the joke in my review. I put a little banter, and I was like, it's such a shame that Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and Baron Corbin are slumming in the mid card, closing the show. Oh wait, but yeah, it's kind of obvious what is higher on the totem pole for WWE and for fans, definitely.
And it doesn't even matter because the most important championship isn't even on TV right now. You know what the most important championship in WWE is right now, right?
Yeah, the being Roman Reigns championship.
Exactly. So none of these titles really matter, except the people who can't actually even ever try to be Roman Reigns, which are the women. So let's get to the good part of SmackDown.
Right? Yeah. Well, the good and slightly worrying.
Yeah, worrying.
Yeah.
Charlotte opened the show, and it was great, even though she sometimes doesn't really understand how to get a sentence across like a normal human being. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, she had gotten to a point to where the way she talked was just like, oh, well, she kind of talks like that. Like, it wasn't that bad. But, like, ooh, she regressed so hard in that promo. So I hope it's just nerves. She probably is, all this attention. I'm sure she's being asked or being told, it's up to you, or some bullshit backstage, you know how it is. But she was like, it's been 7 days, and why haven't I already been?
Why haven't I gotten my title match? Yeah.
Right. So Naomi comes out all hood and gangster, and she ready to throw hands. That's what I loved about that. She was like, I like my faces badass. We're not gonna come out and talk. You talking about trying to take my title? Here it is. And they back and forth with now Naomi can throw some real good looking punches.
Yeah.
And so I was excited about that. The match they had to determine if Charlotte's gonna be the number one contender, it was clunky. But I feel like Naomi's gonna constantly get the blame whenever there's a botch between her and Charlotte, but Charlotte's not a very good base. Sasha proved that, and she's not a very good base for lucha moves.
No.
And I've seen Naomi perform lucha moves with smaller women on SmackDown and not have the transition look so rough.
Yeah, that cutter spot was
on Charlotte.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And it's not because I'm an expert at wrestling. It's because I'm used to watching both of these women wrestle other people.
Yeah.
So hopefully, they'll work through that. But I was just proud that Naomi was hanging with somebody who wrestles main event level matches.
Yeah.
And she didn't look like she was getting carried or outclassed. So, but, you can start those funeral arrangements because Charlotte's dead to me. Well, maybe not, because Carmella and Natalya and Tamina it seemed like they're working up a little plan against Charlotte. Where, like, because they're a heel faction.
Yeah, they're heels.
They got to be heels because, like, you know, they're jealous. Charlotte comes in and takes their spotlight, and they're like, what about me? This isn't fair. And they're whining about it. But Charlotte is Charlotte. So it's like, if they target her, for whom do I cheer? You know,
who do I want to see get the better of that exchange, right? You know,
I want the group.
I'm honestly in the trio, like, for real.
Charlotte can beat up Sasha and Bailey by herself, so like she might stand a chance against those three. Like Carmella, she could just beat Big Boo.
She'll probably put all three of them down in like 2 minutes after they all jump her. After they all jump her, and then she'll do like a corkscrew moonsault onto all three of them. It'll be great.
Right?
But I kind of like the whole thing of I wish the trio would have played it up more, been like Natty touched on it a little bit, but I wish they would have hit it home more. Like, she's coming over from the other show, like, fuck her. Like, you know, she thinks she's the boss here. Well, she ain't the boss here. Like, you know, you got to earn your. I tell you, Shane McMahon beating, like, you got to earn your opportunities. So I'm going to put you in an immediate match with the champion. And if you win, you get a title match. Like, that's not real. That's like kind of shooting you to the front of the line.
That's a fake.
Right. Right. So when Natalya was like, said something about like management favorite or whatever, I was like, yeah. That was the one point where I was like, okay, I'm cool with this meta heat, but of course I am.
It's crazy. Because I think where it's going to go is, and somebody has to turn heel or face in a situation between Charlotte and Naomi. Like, something, like, because, like, if they're going to have a faction that's, like, pissed off at Charlotte, there's going to have to be, Charlotte's going to have allies. Or, like, would it be a swerve and Charlotte, this is the front to, like, help her? But why would she need help? She beats two women up at the same time all the time.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, she ain't even scared of Nia Jax. She get right in Nia Jax's face, like, what's up? But I don't. It's interesting, but like, it has the potential to turn left so fast, where it's just like,
fast.
What? But like, I just want Naomi to walk into Backlash as champion.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine, because she, like, once you reach a certain level with the company, they pretty much keep you at that level. Yeah. Unless you, like, do some terrible shit and then they push you way down.
Or accidentally, like, walk out of a store with a CD case or something.
Yeah,
we're not quite yet, but we'll get to that, because holy shit.
Right. But this whole thing is very interesting. I think I just like the fact that it's a heel group that's opposing a heel. Like,
yeah,
the crowd is going to automatically start cheering someone. And do we really want the crowd to cheer up three people beating up one person? That's like a slippery slope. So,
or do we want the crowd to start cheering Charlotte? That's also a very slippery slope.
Right.
I'm worried. I'm worried that they're gonna pull a bait and switch, because they're all legacy talents. I'm worried they're gonna be like, well, if you can't beat them, join them, and then Natty and Tamina and Carmella are all like, well, fuck it, we'll just serve as your enhancers, your enforcers, if you let us tag along for a minute. And I wouldn't be stunned if they did that, because they might do something where like Becky comes out and tries to defend Charlotte, and then it's just SmackDown has been in such a good place with the fans in terms of its booking. like it's just a positive relationship. So immediately putting Charlotte over Naomi last night and potentially next week or, you know, in the month or so is a really bad sign that the show's philosophy is potentially being altered somewhat. And I mean, obviously you don't want, you know, faces can't win all the time, but Charlotte with her reputation coming over, it's being, you know, booked ridiculously strong for the last 2 years to the point where she like actively hurt Sasha Banks's babyface run and did literally nothing for Bayley's. Bayley, who got like no rub off of the you know, taking the pay-per-view streak off Charlotte and then winning at Mania, like whatsoever. So I don't know. It's, if you put Charlotte over, all of a sudden it's just going to start feeling depressing. It's just going to start feeling like Raw in 2016, you know, when you have this fun stuff going on, and then it would be, oh, Charlotte wins clean. And she doesn't even cheat. At least have her cheat on her own. Like, how hard is it for her to put her fucking feet on the ropes? Like, I know you're trying to do this.
Or poke somebody in the eye.
Or
like
some
her dad used to do all the time.
Just anything. Not just winning clean with your finisher. It literally kills the attitude of the crowd. It's just like, oh, okay. Because how are you supposed to respond? Like, you're upset that the heel won, but like she didn't cheat or anything, so it's just kind of like, whatever, it happened, you know. But you can't be like, fuck you, you cheated, you know, you did this thing to, you know, my beloved babyface. It's her booking has been such a mess, and it's such a shame because she's got such immense talent, but I tell you, her booking has detracted from her run so much in terms of like how people, I mean, a lot of people think she's the hottest shit on planet Earth, but like for me, I for a very long time viscerally loathed her character, and it was basically all because of booking decisions. That's not something I want to bring into the show that I want to watch, you know? I want to have a good feeling going in and not being like, oh, this performer that I don't like because of what the company's doing with her, not because of her. Like, it's not heel heat for Charlotte. It's just saying, I'm tired of this booking that the company is doing. It's just very frustrating. And the fact that it feels like they're immediately going back to what made Raw so fucking frustrating for so very long is very worrying, especially like when Naomi was just getting off the ground, like as a babyface, and just starting to get a groove and momentum going with the crowd. And then if you just take the title, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look.
I don't think they're going to put the title on her because of this heel group. Like, and I think where that differs from Raw, where the only storyline progression was championship, making history, pretty much. It's different here.
Yeah. And
there's actually potential for character development, even if Charlotte is holding the title. Like, if she beats Naomi, like at Backlash, I'm not even going to like freak out or anything. It's really what they do with a Charlotte run, because she is one of the standout women. She's been heavily pushed. So I think her as a champion has value. I just would like it to be like, to use that value for something other than continuing to push her. Because there's other women, you know. But yeah, it's going to be so interesting what happens next week. Like, I honestly feel like I could just skip both shows except for the women's segments. Because that's what I did for Raw. I actually, like, I was watching VH1 because, like, they have, like, oh my God. And then they brought back Basketball Wives that comes on after Love and Hip Hop. And then they brought Evelyn Lozada's messy ass back on the Basketball Wives. So, I'm sorry, Raw. You are not beating Tammy and Evelyn, like pulling each other's weave out. You are not. How you gonna compete with that? Like, I got a history there with them. It's like way more emotionally connected to Tammy Roman than Roman Reigns. And that's a shoot.
That's a shoot.
And that is a shoot.
Ooh.
I fucking love me some Tammy Roman since like Real World. She was like Real World season 2. Lost the first time they went to LA. Yes. But I did, like, I was paying attention to the threads. So when they were mentioning, oh, women up next, I was like, oh, time to click over. And it just so happened, you know, T.I. and Tiny show was on. But that's going to get interesting because they're going through a divorce on the show. Like, how is Raw going to compete? Anyway, Alexa Bliss, that was the number 1 contender match for Bayley's championship, which saw Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks. And it's kind of a lot to unpack here. Do you want to start, or should I?
This match, I tell you. The nice thing about this match is that it immediately compelled me to write down like a bunch of shit in terms of like Disney fairy tale story for Alexa. So that worked out. I channeled my energy that I had at the end of the match because I said there was one result I didn't want to see in the match, and that was the one result they gave me. But it was fine, you know. It was a heel stealing a pin. I still don't understand why it couldn't have been. Well, I do understand because Sasha's going to interfere in San Jose, and Bayley's going to get pissed about it, and then they're going to fight about that. So I understand that. That makes sense. But oh boy, there's some conflicting emotions that run through me when I see Alexa and Sasha go at it. Like, I don't know who to support. Like, my mind goes back and forth every other second. Like, at one point when I don't know, Alexa was like choking her and yelling at her, "This is my division now." And then Sasha turned it around on her and did the backstabber into the bake sim and said "nighty night" on the backstabber. And I was fucking screaming at Alexa to tap out. I was like, fucking tap out. I was losing my shit. And then Mickie James came in and broke it up, and I was like cursing up a storm. I was so furious. It was some of the most ridiculous Mark shit ever. But anyway, I got off track there. The match was fun. The problem with the match and the problem with the Raw women's division, as it has been the problem for quite some time now, is that they still keep trying to make Fetch a thing. And Fetch is never going to become a thing because Fetch is just not very good in the ring or as a promo or as a character or anything really other than an
Fetch
idea.
Needs to start, you know what? Fetch needs to start hanging out like Samoan family. She does.
Yeah.
And maybe some of that shit will rub off on her.
Seriously.
Some of what I like to call be feeling authentic. Like the Usos are not big Samoans.
Mm.
They can get across meaning scary. You know.
Yep.
Alexa Bliss. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just have to.
No,
Alexa Bliss doing what she did to Sasha was scarier than anything that Fetch did in that entire match.
Yeah.
She was in the way. Like, the match was aging very well because, like, all her they used her to, like, get the win for Alexa and all that, but otherwise she was in the fucking way.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you go ahead. Talk about it.
I mean, it's frustrating because, like, I know you have your feelings on Braun, but there's been no doubt that since the brand split, you know, he has improved a trillion times, and Nia has not improved.
This is
at all.
For Braun, it's genuinely kayfabe. it's like how I felt about Sheamus,
Yeah.
when all that shit was, it's the same. So I'll get over it, but not Nia. She's fetch.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's frustrating because you never want to like run down a performer like we are now, but it's a fact of life that they're like booking this division and booking a lot of these matches, and it feels like they're shoehorning Nia Fetch in, and by doing that, they have to do everything around her because of her extreme limitations. So it brings down the quality. Like it's no accident that the best parts of that Fatal 4-Way was when Nia was selling on the outside, and Sasha was in the ring with Mickie James, or Sasha was in the ring with Alexa Bliss. But yeah, and it was the same at like Mania. Like they spent half the Fatal 4-Way elimination match at Mania just getting Nia out of the match, and then they didn't have any time really to tell an adequate story for the other two for either Sasha's elimination or Charlotte's elimination for Bayley's victory. So it just feels like they're so insistent on putting Fetch in these spots, but it's hurting literally everything in the division because of it.
She the one getting pushed because her cousin The Rock.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was waiting for you to say that. I was not going to say it, but it does definitely raise an eyebrow, doesn't it? That was not intended Brock reference, but that worked out kind of well with the raised eyebrow. Like you see what happened just then? It's frustrating because, like you, the women's divisions are by far and away the most interesting things on both shows to me. So
yeah,
like spending time with Nia Jax in that Fatal 4-Way.
Wasting time on Nia Jax. Go ahead, say
spending time. You know where I'm
wasting time.
Wasting time. Yeah, wasting
because
time.
Especially
with
when
Jax
they have somebody.
When they have. Yep, now it's time. Especially when they have arguably one of the like 3 or 4 best female workers in the company, not Raw,
yes,
not main
in
roster,
the company.
It's like Sasha and Asuka, like Bayley's in the conversation below them, and Emma's right there.
Yes,
and yet, like Emma had, like Asuka's great, we all know that, but Emma had the best match that Asuka's ever had by a country mile in WWE. And honestly, is one of the like 5 best. You could say even like 3 best women's matches. She
had Paige's best
NXT.
match.
Yeah,
she had Paige's best match in the company.
Yep, like her and Becky were starting a hot little feud before Emma got hurt last year, which was a big bummer. And then they did that Emelina shit, which didn't work out whatsoever for who cares what reason it didn't. It was a stupid gimmick. There was no point to it. There was no point.
Just because she's posting hot pictures on Instagram.
Literally every woman in the company
is such a man's idea
on Instagram. Like seriously.
This is like, and this is why I complain. This is why most of the time the motherfuckers I bring to the front of the class are the creative team, because it's all men. And it's only men. This is the same complaint I have about the icons. Like, I watched them tonight. They are absolutely great. How come they can't just be 2 bad women who only like each other? Why they gotta be mean girls and putting each other down? Women don't like, most women, even women who wear all the makeup and shit, they don't really spend their time downing other people. And I'm talking about despicable, evil fucking, will break your fucking neck, stab you in the back, ruthless, ambitious fucking women. Yeah, there's a song, and like Beyonce get a lot of shit because in her song Flawless, people were like, how is she gonna say it's a song about feminism when she said bow down bitches? Because if men can be aggressively competitive towards each other, fuck is it catty and we're above that for women? No, we're not. We are just like men. We are just as fucked up and flawed, and it's just keeping women in a box. And Emma is one of those where she could take that shit. The dark Emma, she could take that shit to a whole different level. And they just won't let her because she's hot. But they'll let Nia Jax because let's face it, she's fat. Yeah, I said it. It's the only reason. She's very pretty. And if she were thinner, she'd be a mean girl, pretty girl too. She's kind of like a fat mean girl. She is. They exist. I went to school with a lot of them. It's just... Braun Strowman gets to break shit and push shit over. You know what I'm saying? None of these women get to do that. Like, Charlotte could have been that fucking heel, too. If you're going to make her a monster heel, make her one. It don't matter if she look good in a swimsuit. She can still bust your head to the white meat. WWE does not do that. And they have these fucking half measures, and then we get, like, bullshit like Nia Jax. When, like, I saw the real shit. I saw Awesome Kong.
Right? Yeah.
She made me watch TNA. Like, fuck all the men. AJ was there, and I always thought he was great. But I watched TNA every week to see who Awesome Kong was gonna fuck up next. But it's like this shit that they're doing with Nia. She needs to, like, she seems like a lovely woman. I adore her and all of that. But her skill level is not there. Like, it makes more sense to push Jinder Mahal. It does. Than Nia Jax. It does. It's a fucking shame. I hope that's like, but to me, it seemed like it's not finished because Alexa stole the pin off Nia, so Nia gonna be lumbering her ass and fucking all the way through matches and shit. I ain't got time for that. Like, that's the only part about Raw that, like, irks me.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we've got Emma just doing things backstage with Dana, just, like, making fun of Dana Brooke instead of, putting on fucking work rate classics.
You know why? They're about to put... I'm not going to be mean like Sasha, but they're about to put Dana Brooke over Emma.
Oh, no doubt about it. 100%. 100%.
They're gonna ask Emma because they know she's capable to carry Dana Brooke to a decent match. Hopefully she's able. That's probably why she had to have back surgery, carrying all these motherfucking women around their company.
Yeah,
Emma is my X-Pac.
I know. I'm serious. Like,
I love her to death.
I've had plenty of issues with the shakeup or whatever, but I swear to God, the one I always keep coming back to that really, truly enrages me is that Emma was kept on Raw doing absolutely nothing when SmackDown desperately needs another talented woman and especially another talented heel worker. Like, they got Charlotte as a heel worker. That's literally it on SmackDown. If Emma was on SmackDown, she would be the best worker on the show. Like, straight up, she would be the best worker on the show. And for some stupid reason, because they want to put Dana Brooke over her or some shit. Dana Brooke, who's also never going to happen, and especially never going to happen as a babyface.
I would say Nia has a better chance of happening than Dana Brooke.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nia at least knows the basics and is able to be kind of carried with an excellent worker. Like, Nia and Bayley was good. Yeah.
Nia and Bayley, they had a couple
Bayley and Dana Brooke was
Bayley and Dana Brooke arm wrestling. You didn't like that? I'm gonna bring that up like every week from now on because I've just been like going down the rabbit hole of looking at segments from last fall and holy shit, there was a lot of trash.
So, like, since we're talking about the women, and I'm happy for Alexa, and people are freaking out, but I'm more worried. I bet you before Alexa Bliss become the first woman to win the Raw and SmackDown title, Charlotte will. So calm all that shit down. Ain't nobody getting that first before Charlotte. So calm all that shit down.
Yep, that's true.
Alexa. She just got there and she already got. She's getting. She's good. She's not Dean Malenko in the ring, But how many tickets did motherfucking Dean Malenko sell? I love like technical wrestlers and shit like that. But I also Kevin Nash is one of my favorite wrestlers. And he I would never say he sucks like other people do. But he would not survive in the WWE. The way he used to wrestle, no. He would quit. He was like, shit, these kids do too much. I'm a giant. I ain't supposed to be throwing drop kicks. What you mean? So, like, you can get, that's why I don't understand. You can get your work rate from several wrestlers. Why does everybody have to be flippity-doo-rah, switchery-roo-rah? Let's have a fucking wrestle for 30 minutes like we're AJ Styles and John Cena. Like, I make fun of the matches because I didn't really. Like, they were good, but, like, people seemed like they were having orgasms as those matches happened, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't know. They alright. Well, yeah, I guess it's because my whole Cena thing. Like,
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's. I gotta say a couple more words on Emma. I'm not quite done on her.
Okay.
It's so frustrating because her gimmick works so perfectly with like SmackDown's philosophy. Like not getting opportunities, being overlooked, not being treated fairly or whatever. It's literally, her gimmick is literally everything should be about me. Nobody's paying attention to me. Look at how fucking like badass I am. Look at me. Like that's the perfect compliment to like Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon going like, this is the land of opportunity. And her going like, opportunity is nice. I don't know why I just tried to do an awful Aussie accent. I apologize for that. That will never happen again. Opportunity is nice, but opportunity doesn't matter. All that matters is me. And she just fucking like puts on her fucking indoor shades with her purple shoulder pads and walks off badass. Like, come on. That is... All right, now I'm done because now I'm just going to start complaining even more.
I think she would get over the same way Alexa got over.
Yes!
Because Emma's a underrated talker.
Yes, she is.
And she also has the matches to back it up. Alexa, what she does do in the ring is she does it well. Like, she more than a lot of these technical wrestlers actually tell a story.
Yep.
She's more of a storyteller. She's a throwback. And that's kind of why I like her so much. But, she can be dead to me easily, too, because, there's stuff about Naomi. I still ain't over that. So I hope Bayley does a Bayley to belly from the top turnbuckle on that ass as soon as possible. But, yeah, I think what I really think kind of scared Vince is like, okay, I was told the people want Bayley as champion, but I want Charlotte as champion. So if I put Charlotte on the other show, then we both can have what we want.
Yeah.
And no. See, I think you missed the part where people are like kind of sick of Charlotte as champion.
Sick of Charlotte as champion. Give her a non-title feud for 10 months. Please.
For the rest of the year. Like,
please.
But
I saw something on Twitter the other day that other than Survivor Series this past year, where she walked in as champion, but it was a Survivor Series tag match, and at Battleground, which was a tag match, but she walked in as champion, she has been in a singles match on every like possible pay-per-view since SummerSlam of 2015.
Damn.
That is insane. Nobody, literally nobody in the company deserves that sort of billing. right?
It's,
Didn't that blow your mind?
that is, wow. Charlotte getting that work. Girl, get your money, Charlotte. That's all I'm gonna say.
Get your money, yeah.
Please,
It's not like she's selling any merchandise, so.
But but if like the way I see it, if they make her important, maybe she can bring some like, oh well, you know, pay me this much more, and then other women be like, okay, well if you're paying her, you gotta pay me. Slowly but surely, because like they have so many women that, like, if women started asking for more money, they can't possibly be like, well, we're just going to massively fire 40 people and nothing's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
We're just going to slowly get rid of all the women. Nobody's going to notice.
Especially when they literally just hired like every independent women's wrestler on the planet.
Right.
Like, seriously.
So, as I said, the top 10 earners last year were all men for WWE.
Yeah.
All men. So, and like, I'm not watching the show for any men right now.
I tell you what, I'm watching the show for one man. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, I saw you tweet about this.
You saw my tweet.
Yes.
Did you watch his Fallout video?
I did not watch his Fallout.
All right, I'm gonna post it in the thread for everybody in the thread, and you need to go watch after this show Sami Zayn's Fallout video from last night. I tell you, like the Becky Fallout video from after she was beat by Alexa in the cage match when Mickey debuted, and there's the interference. Like, I put Sammy's Fallout video promo right with that, and that promo, Becky's was sensational, and I think Sammy's is right up there. Like, it was, I tell you, like, I watched it and I was like, this is babyface shit right here. Like, my heart is feeling. It was, I don't know, man. The guy is a killer worker. He's a super underrated talker, and boy, he gets his character. Like, he inhibits that character so well.
You know what I suggest Sammy do? And
it's what's up?
This is no joke. I love him so much, and I do want him to get pushed as a babyface. What he's going to have to do is put on some muscles. Like, he's tall enough. Like not get big, but just get cut.
Yeah.
Get a 6-pack or something.
Get that definition, yeah.
Get some definition. You know, that's it. But don't change anything else. Just get cut.
I understand, like, that helps him in the eyes of the company, but it detracts from the character. Like, he's not supposed to be a super cut dude, you know? It's the same reason why Kevin Owens is so terrifying.
I didn't say super cut.
I know. But you know WWE.
He need to get a little sexy. I'm sorry. Even when Daniel Bryan was doing the Yes movement, you go back and watch him before, and they called him a goat and everything, but he was putting on so he was getting a little cut up in there. He was trying to get his little sex appeal on with that Yes movement, pulling that ponytail back and combing that beard out. Yeah, you got to. I'm just saying. It's just friendly advice. I like him the way he is. Trust me. I'm just saying, especially with Hard Body Mahal. This some bitch. He has a WWE title shot before Sami Zayn. And yes, I know all the reasons why. But I believe Sami Zayn would have one by now if he was a little bit cut. I do. I'm sorry.
At the same time, I don't know if I would want him to have a WWE championship match like this early. Like, it's too soon. Like, I tell you what, I may be.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would want one though.
Well, yeah, I know that's definitely true. But I may be working myself into a shoot and like putting too much faith in SmackDown. But I tell you, I really feel like they're doing a long-term angle with him. I'm feeling it.
I hope so.
It really feels like it for me, but that might just be me like desperately hoping and praying that to be the case. I don't know.
This is Sammy related, and I don't think we ever discussed this. When I knew that, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna love Sami Zayn forever.
Mm-hmm.
Is when at the Hall of Fame and everybody was booing Roman. And that mother, because this, I feel like that's exactly what I would have did. And that motherfucker popped his head out and laughed like, I would have did that shit too. Like, I would have been laughing like, yeah, Vince, this is who you pushing. I would have laughed too. I love that. This shade of it. I was like, man, get a little bit, just a little cut. Just a little definition. I'm not saying go all out and look like you done got on that gas. Don't turn into Sammy Diesel. We don't need that. We just need I don't need it. Vince needs it. I'm telling you, somebody got in Daniel Bryan ear, probably Brie Bella, because she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, honey, I'm just saying, sexy it up a little. Go to the gym a little bit more than you usually do. Or start going. She probably said, "Well, you should start going to the gym with John." And he was like, "Why?" He was like, "Just, you want to get pushed."
Might be a good idea. Might be, and that would totally play into like indie wrestler, like I gotta fucking match John Cena. That.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. I'm digging that reasoning. Let me tell you.
So, like, when John comes back, Sammy, that's all it really takes, kind of, sort of, if you're an indie guy. Like, start working out with John Cena. Get a little cut. Get a little cute. Vince might start getting a crush on you. Either Vince or Stephanie. That's the only way you're going to get pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Or both of them.
Mm-hmm. Paul can get you championship wins on Raws, but not on pay-per-views. So,
the best Paul can get you is he gonna half-ass put you over at WrestleMania.
He's gonna half-ass put you over and then do a Instagram photo with you. Not that he did that with Seth Rollins, but all the other people.
You'll be a smart favorite.
Right.
But like if you actually want to get pushed, this guy, like, Roman was big. He lost 65 pounds. Look what the fuck happened. Like, I'm just saying, my theory seems to be correct. You gotta get cute. But just don't do it the dangerous way. That's all I say. I agree with you with Sammy. Like, I really do hope, like, he has big things coming for him. I've always been on, the side that him and Roman should have this epic feud, but
you've been saying that forever, yeah.
But I'm gonna have to settle for like whack ass Baron Corbin in Roman's place. Yeah. But Sammy will carry him.
Yeah, come on. You're being too hard on Big Breakfast now.
I'm being too nice. Baron
Corbin is a good worker. He is a really good worker.
He's good.
He's a really good worker.
But I already told you what it stands for.
I know exactly the reason why.
And I'm telling you, I was thinking about it. And that was another reason that pissed me off. I was like, they done sent Sammy to fucking SmackDown and Baron Corbin over there. And I bet you they gonna feud. And I'm just like, I don't want to watch that off principle.
You don't want to watch this off-brand.
No,
what your dream feud is.
Exactly. I do not want to see that. But I'm going to see it anyway. Because I've decided I'm still going to give SmackDown a chance, even with this Jinder Mahal stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm still not watching Raw. I don't care when Roman comes back.
Boy, I tell you. It's interesting because I feel like Raw has been better than SmackDown the last 2 weeks, and you could argue the last 3 weeks. Since Mania. That's the opinion I've been carrying ever since last night when I was watching, I guess towards the end of the show right after the show ended and I tweeted, I don't know what to write. And you were like, I don't envy you. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, seriously, I have no idea what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I feel like Raw's been kind of better lately, but that may just be because, again, around big moments, Raw gets better, and like around dual brand pay-per-views, SmackDown gets worse. So like 3-4 weeks from now, it could be like we could be back to, you know, what December was like when Raw was a dumpster fire.
Well,
and I was putting out 4 straight A+ for SmackDown.
We got to talk about it, the incident on Raw, because I just want to know, because you were watching.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, like, next week they're gonna have Braun like rip the roof off of the arena and swing it around. Like, this is cool, but at a certain point, I've never really dug the invincible, like, unbeatable person. Like, the only reason I don't mind it with Asuka because she's tiny and she's beating people off of skill.
Yeah.
Not because she's just a big brute. It's nature. You know, like, he's out there throwing people in trash cans and shit from what I've read. And I'm just like, okay, everybody loves this. But, like, I've read this book before. Y'all ain't gonna like the way it ends. You're not, especially who ends it.
Yeah, right? Seriously. Oh, Lord, the booze. The booze that will come. Whew. Especially after Braun just got that hot new shirt today.
That shirt is a gross misrepresentation, and you know it. With a grown man's face on it. Who is that on the front of that shirt? Because it's not Braun Strowman. Please.
Yeah,
gross misrepresentation.
I tell you what, if they did an ironic shirt where it was like big baby Braun, like, I feel like that would be the #1 shirt on the shop.
I'm so tempted because I know he's not usually answer people, but I'm so tempted to tweet at Roman. Like, when you come back, tell that motherfucking toddler that you got his binky and it's in your motherfucking fist, so come and get it or something.
I feel like Roman would like
toddler.
retweet that. I feel like Roman would like quote tweet that and be like, "Yes, sir," or some shit. And I'm like, you would lose your shit, and I would.
Oh my God.
Too.
It would be time for me to leave the internet for the day. I've done all I can do.
Holy shit. I thought you were about to say forever, which I was like okay with.
Oh no. Just for the day. I gotta brag about that.
Sorry, man. I need some superstar to like my shit again. I'm bummed out. No one's liking my shit. This is totally a random tangent. I'm sorry, folks.
That's okay. I mean, this is a shooting show.
It's lots of shoots. Lots of shoots.
Yeah, but the whole Braun thing, I really want, like, okay, the plan is for Roman to lose, right? So obviously he's gonna come back before he's supposed to, and oh my God, this is how he's gonna lose. It's gonna be a fluke. Because it's the ambulance match, apparently, according to the rumors.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just talking? Like, I forgot about this, and I'm finna get mad.
Yeah.
I'm about to get pissed off.
Yeah.
Because I was saying when he flipped that ambulance over, I was like, they're going to have an ambulance match, and I am going to be so fucking pissed. And that's what happened. That is what fucking happened. And, like, Roman is going to be taking the stupidest fucking bumps for, like, somebody his size to be taking. Like, these people don't even like you. Why are you busting your guts for them? Shit. Seriously, I don't want to watch him keep getting his ass beat to people like, you deserve it. No.
Right? Seriously.
Fuck That's you. Terrible. He took a fucking flat back bump through a table with all sorts of shit on it.
Yeah. From like 8 feet, too.
Yes, you do that, bitch. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I would never, ever do that. And it's just like, it's gonna be in Chicago, fucking ambulance match. Then Reigns is gonna lose. And Brian's gonna stand there and roar, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yay!" Oh, he's so over. And I hope Brock, like, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, I hope Brock shoots on him, because I already know Brock is gonna shoot on him, because like that's what he does. I just hope Brock make a man out of that toddler. That's all. I cannot believe WWE. See, they got you to root for the against the Undertaker. They got you to root for Roman Reigns because he was facing the Undertaker.
Yep.
And they got me to root for Brock Lesnar. I want Brock Lesnar to beat the shit out of this man. Do you agree?
It's so funny. Like WWE's success and failure rate for like working is so poor these days, but somehow the one things they desperately want, they've got out of both of us just because of our relationship with the other people in the feud. That's good job, WWE. If you're trying to book around Tonya and I, if you're trying to book around Tonya and I, we will send you some scripts.
I swear to God, I will give you all the ideas you need.
All the ideas. I'll do it for free. If you use my shit, I'll do it for
I'm not
free.
gonna say that.
I mean, no one's gonna hear that, so it's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Raw this week. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun show, and I didn't think there was a moment where like the show died. Like it was what was it? It was like 9:13, and the cruiserweights came. Like TJP's music hit, and I was like, oh. Here's where the show dies or whatever, but somehow it made it through the cruiserweight segment. It was pretty good and kept going from there. So I don't know, it was a pretty good show. I was very happy.
Because and that's another thing that upsets me. When other people are not getting over in their alignments, they hurry up and turn them. I'm like, WWE is trolling me at this point. Yeah. How the fuck is TJP a heel now? Like, they're fucking trolling me sometimes. I'm like, how the fuck? Are you serious? So everybody, every face that gets rejected gonna turn into a heel except the one face they should do it to.
They turned Carmella heel in an instant.
So fast. Overnight. They turned the Usos heel because they were getting booed because of Roman.
Which they said on Talking Smack, by the way.
Oh my God. And at this point, I was like,
yeah. Speaking of Talking Smack.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, we understand, has got baby issues going on. He's about to be a father. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Daniel Bryan. We hope everything goes well with Bree and the baby. That's very exciting. Daniel Bryan does a lot for Talking Smack. Renee is great. They have great banter with each other. And Renee is great with other co-hosts like The Miz. She was great with The Miz. She was really good with JBL too. JBL was also surprisingly really good on Talking Smack as a co-host. But Shane McMahon, he just does not have the energy for it. Like, I know we tell our jokes that like everybody on SmackDown is doing drugs, like doing uppers, like the Usos and Nakamura have stashes of some sort of upper. We don't know what it is, but rumor has it it's some white powder of some sort. That's not a shoot, by the way. That was a joke. But Shane McMahon's the only one on SmackDown who's taken downers because, boy, that dude just kills the energy in the room on Talking Smack. Like, he doesn't... What was with him talking to Jinder and, like, accepting Jinder's heel reasoning for, like...
Because it's pretty simple. He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't,
he doesn't give a fuck. I don't know why.
They're just talking.
It's got to be some kind of agreement that for him to come and do these WrestleManias, he has to be on-air talent.
Yeah.
It's got to be something in his contract because he seems like somebody who is genuinely disinterested to the point where it makes Renee Young seem uncomfortable. On her own show, in the setting she thrives at, she feels uncomfortable hosting that show with Shane. Like, her transitions get clunky and sometimes she's like, she don't know what to say, and it's never Renee Young.
Yeah.
So like,
she's the best. She's great.
He can just be the commissioner and come out and read off a script every once in a while, and then around WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, whenever you need to come and get your ego stroked and come and take somebody's spot on the roster, didn't do that. But please stay the fuck off talking smack. It could just be Renee with various co-hosts, like, because everybody else there
Kevin
is trying.
Owens, AJ Styles.
The reason why it works with everybody else is because everybody else is trying to get this shit over. Shane McMahon doesn't give a fuck. Yep. So of course, if Jinder Mahal says, he's like, oh yeah, he's just gonna say the same generic bullshit, except for when he threw shade at Lana. Nobody likes her. Why does she work there?
Oh my God. When he threw shade at, I popped for that. That was a moment where it's like, man, Shane threw fucking shade at Lana.
Why does she work there?
I don't know.
Like,
who knows?
She adds nothing.
I tell you what.
She's adds nothing.
She lost her shit at Stunning Stella Cheeks for her post. Boy, when she starts having matches, I hope she doesn't read my reviews because they are not going to be pretty.
And here's the thing with people that are taking up for her, because I guess she's hot. Far be it from me, a Roman Reigns fan, to come down at a wrestler who doesn't like when people criticize him. I've defended Roman for doing that. What I'm not going to defend, if Roman ever asks somebody who writes an article about him and tells them they need to go exercise and shit. When Stella wasn't, she complimented her. Yeah. But she said, basically, when I read that, she said it was whack and it should have been done better. Mm-hmm. It's a harsh opinion, but you get harsh opinions in entertainment. Yeah. And like, people are like, oh, well, she's a good break dancer. I haven't seen it. Now, remember you talking to somebody who grew up in the culture. Yep. She looks like somebody who learned how to break dance from somebody who learned how to break dance from somebody who learned how to break dance. Like, seriously, there's no originality in nothing I've ever seen. And I've seen her pre-Lana videos. So if everybody, oh no, she was good. She was good for somebody who learned about somebody else's culture from somebody who learned about somebody else's culture. That's what that is. She learned it in a fucking studio. She didn't go on in the block with some real fucking break dancers who know the culture and what it's about. She can't tell you what these fucking moves mean or represent at all. She just know how to do them. She is a very good talker, in my opinion, and I think she should be a manager. Get heat and work a crowd. What you're not gonna do is like claim that you're for all women and empowerment and this type of bullshit, and then go and try to shame some other woman for the way she looks because she criticized your work. You're not gonna do that. You're not even in the top 10 most attractive women in the company line.
Yes, seriously.
And top 20, like, according to my taste, you might not even be in the top 20. So you can sit the fuck down with judging other women like that. That's bullshit, first of all.
I can come up with like 10 blondes off the top of my head in WWE who are better looking than Lana.
It's second, and it's the second thing, if it's the second or the third or whatever the fucking thing is, like, we know you don't want to do this. Stop playing with us. You don't want to be no fucking wrestler. You was in movies and you tried everything you could do and you probably sucked at that and you ended up in wrestling. And no, it's not a Bella Twins thing, because I actually know those girls' background. They were athletes. And Brie was like, oh, this looks like this might be fun. And they got into it and they loved it. And those ladies took their bumps. And they didn't get injured every time they went into training like Lana did. Oh, I broke my wrist. Oh, this hurts. Oh, this, that, and the other. Fuck her. Seriously. You're not needed. You are not. absolutely not needed at all. No one needs you. Just like, even though like Eva Marie was my girl, but she wasn't needed. She ain't around. You're not needed. This division will survive and thrive without you. So for us fans, you bring some shit, especially against these women that we are emotionally invested to, because all these women wrestling fans, we've connected to at least somebody in this company, and it ain't you. You've given us nothing. And when you give bullshit like these vignettes you've been giving, it's going to be harshly criticized, because that's the type of fans you have. When the top face can't catch a break, bitch, what you think going to happen to you? All right. That's all I got to say about Lana. It's like her ass wrestle.
Yeah, like I feel like her gimmick is a face. So, oh boy,
I feel like it's a waste.
They're gonna be like, is there gonna be an episode of SmackDown Live that has a Carmella Lana match?
Like, listen to me.
This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare.
This is when I realized it was something off about Lana in this wrestling business. Say what you want to about Dolph Ziggler. He had sexual chemistry with Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah.
He did. He had zero with her. Zero. And it's Dolph. Like, every woman, I seen him on the pranking show. He was on a pranking date with some woman. And he had chemistry with this total, complete stranger. He didn't have it with Lana. They were awkward as hell together. And I don't think it had nothing to do with Rusev. Like, she barely got chemistry with him on screen. And they're supposed to be getting married, or they are married. I don't keep up with it. But, like, I was being nice, but no, you don't do that. We would no longer be nice. She would get ready to block Andrew, me, everybody from Cagesiders. We're going to bully you like you said Paige did. In FCW. Oh, that's boy. Terrible. That's terrible. Don't make fun of bullying, guys.
You saw that the GIF of Shane responding to Ellsworth calling Natalya sweetie, right? You retweet that? I feel like you retweeted that.
What you say now?
The tweet, the GIF of Shane like giving a facial expression to Ellsworth, calling Natalya sweetie. That was like that, like talking, giving some shade to Lana, and that moment were good Shane McMahon moments. I'll give him that.
That's where he needs to be used at. Like in itty bitty, like a little reactionary, but he turns talking smack into a news magazine. Like, I don't know
right?
what happens.
Like it's the press.
Like, kayfabe is still on. This is still a work, Shane. You're supposed to be the face, Jim. You're supposed to have a problem. Like, if Daniel Bryan was sitting next to Jinder Mahal, he'd be like, but yeah, you say this and then you had help. Like, and even Renee Young was like, motherfucker, why don't you say something about him cheating? Shane like, I don't know, just get your opportunities. I'm supposed to keep saying that, right? Oh, Lord. Look, I'm not. It's some people turning on SmackDown quick. Apparently,
right quick.
Some people did not like this. What happened with this shakeup? I don't know what, because SmackDown ratings like dropped a lot this week, and like I don't pay attention to ratings, but I was like, damn, that much? Like, who could have possibly left the show where it affected them? And I'm like, the only person I could see is like Dean Ambrose and The Miz. But like, are you telling me those many people were watching SmackDown? I don't know, but that's kind of strange. Like, I'm gonna pay attention to that, because like, I really want these guys to succeed, even though like the main event title scene is, oh my god. And even like if the champion was somebody other than Randy Orton, I probably still would be okay with like Jinder Mahal, because like if you had a guy like CM Punk was the champion and he got Jinder Mahal, Punk would be like, "Oh, this is awesome, new blood, fresh. Well, let's have some fun with this." Randy Orton is like, "Fuck, whatever."
Randy Orton is the definition of mailing in. Like I'm not certain I've seen him motivated. There was like a 6-8 month period where I watched wrestling back in 2006. It was right after Eddie Guerrero died. I got back in when Ray won the Royal Rumble and his like journey or whatever. And I was a SmackDown guy then too, by the way. So that stood. But I was big on Randy Orton back then. I was like, this guy is fucking tight shit. I mean, he was a heel as well, so that helped. But boy, now I see him and I'm like, man, you are just collecting your paycheck and being like, I'm being here, getting my accolades, my money, and I don't care what.
Do you think? Because I think he was motivated to work with Luke Harper.
You right? Maybe, yeah.
It seemed like he got up for Luke, but like anything else, and he liked working with American Alpha, but like it doesn't seem like he really cared about wrestling Brady. He didn't either time. So, like, I think he wants to be a heel. That's what I think.
I think so too, and he needs to be a heel. Let's be honest. Like,
it's like he's not going to get booed.
I know, exactly. That's the problem. We're in this weird scenario in the wrestling world where like people can be heels but not get booed, and be faces and not get cheered. Like even if they like follow the definition of like of a face or a heel, like it's this weird like fans meta attitude toward performer supersedes that, and it's just messy as hell.
And like if one certain person, the more heelish he acts, the more cheers he gets.
Yeah.
The fuck? Just pick up a chair and start beating everybody. Be over next week. And be like, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Like, oh really? Just no sell everybody and beat everybody up.
Just beat the shit out of everybody. They'll do it for 2 weeks. He'll get wildly cheered, and then they'll go back to him.
We could. Let's have him cry next week. Fuck was that?
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm telling you, if he ever writes a book, like I have it on pre-order the first day. Oh my God, WWE is a strange world because this doesn't happen. Like
no.
How have you lost the narrative with your customers this much?
Yeah.
Where it's just like if they are pushing Jinder Mahal because the fans think he sucks, and that way we know he's gonna get booed.
Yeah, like
what?
This meta heat shit needs to end. Like
it's never gonna end.
I know.
This is why a lot of people, even though like where the business was, like you couldn't help but to do that because the internet happened and we started to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like people were upset about that curtain call that the Clique did, and people were upset when Vince was just like, "Fuck it, let's just go ahead and tell him what the deal is." And run from there. And like I know people miss kayfabe, but you never you cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't do it. It's out. So I don't know how they're going. They seem to be doing well business wise, so I don't know if they're worried about it.
Like they're just trucking along, but as a customer, like a a patron of their product, it's quite frustrating.
It is very frustrating because you can see like the potential for a much more entertaining product.
So much
And
more
like,
entertaining, and it's just such a more healthy relationship. And like, dude, if WWE was like babyface company doing all kinds of cool, fun shit, I would be talking to like friends of mine who look at me sideways when I try to talk about wrestling. I'd be like, no, I'm going to show you this shit. This is some good shit. But I don't have anything to show people. The only thing, like if I have a friend staying in town, like for the weekend or whatever, and we get drunk, we come back from bars one night, the only thing I show them, this is a shoot, and this has happened several times, is the takeover match from Brooklyn, Sasha Bailey.
you know what I show people?
Yeah, everybody's got something. Everybody's got something they show folks.
I show the main event of WrestleMania 31.
Okay.
That match is actually, like, one dude was like, damn, I would watch every week, but I know it's not like that every week. I was like, you're right.
Yeah, no shit.
You're so right. Yeah. But, like, everybody I've shown it to, like, old fans, people who don't really like wrestling, they like the match. So, yeah, that's usually the one I whip out. Be like, I know you don't like wrestling, but just watch this. Yeah, that Brooklyn match is a good one too. I might start showing people, like, especially the ones that it's just the fucking sexist pigs I know. They're like, oh, it's the women can't wrestle. Oh, really? Motherfucker, sit down. 20 minutes. Sit your ass down and watch this. They can beat the shit out of you, son. So yeah, it's just all about wanting WWE to, like, just be better.
Be better. It shouldn't be that hard.
No, I'm not. I can't get jiggy with Jinder Mahal, but I'm gonna see what happens. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to be good at all.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, people thought the Ellsworth stuff was great. And
that stuff was great.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Especially since they were like, well, just wait till the payoff. The payoff was AJ Styles wins anyway. And Dean doesn't really get his comeuppance at all. It moves on to the Miz. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the whole thing. I'm a Dean Ambrose fan. And like, they were like, well, Dean used the guy. I'm like, yes, because look at him. He wasn't going to get a fucking SmackDown contract without Dean. Dean helped him win all these matches and be able to he made him who he was. And then he turned on him. Like, if you had a problem, just go to Dean and be like, I feel like you're using me. Can we discuss this? But no, you turned on him, and AJ Styles won anyway. He was the bad guy. He, like, you know, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. He never got to beat AJ was the bad guy got to beat the shit out of James Ellsworth. Dean never got to wring his neck properly, like, ever. Like, they had a match with those two, and I think Corbin fucking interfered.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
Well, they had the thing after TLC where Styles came out cutting the promo. Ellsworth interrupted him, and like, this is when Styles had like his foot in a boot or whatever, so he couldn't like have the championship match with Ellsworth. And Ellsworth came out and said he was ducking him, which was a great line. You're ducking me, Styles. That was really good. But then Ambrose came out. And this was one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I'm kind of a closeted Dean Ambrose fan at this point. Like, but between like his character work on SmackDown and like things and stuff, I feel like I'm kind of like starting to root for Dean. But don't tell anybody that because that'll ruin my image. We can't talk about that. But when he came out and he walked straight to the ring, doesn't hesitate 1 second. Styles is sort of like ducked out of the way, and Ellsworth went to put his hand out or whatever, and Dean just kicked him in the gut and dirty deeds him, and then just rolled out of the ring and walked straight out. And like I was like, that's one of the best character work I've ever seen.
Well, what us Ambrose fans would have liked is after the dirty deeds, he got on him and mauled him like he used to do people in the Shield. But maybe it didn't feel like he got his ass beat enough for me. But I could have seen, like, that's why I can't wait for these intergender, like him against Becky Lynch. Oh my God. I cannot wait.
No, if those happen, they'll be a damn hoot. There's no doubt about it. I just got followed on Twitter by a Becky stan, and I'm the name is Becky Lynch fan forever 56.
Wow. Is Becky Stan coming after you?
No, I was saying positive things about Becky and they were retweeting me. So it's even weirder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
It's very confusing. Now that I've become pro Becky again after I watched a promo of hers from January.
You're talking about this January or last January?
This January.
Okay. Because I was like,
she had some great promos from back then with the feud with Charlotte, though. That was some good stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just again, like, where does Becky fit in with all the Charlotte and the heel group?
Who knows?
Coming after her?
Good question.
Because we all feel like she's going to go help Charlotte, and it's not going to work out good for her again.
Nope.
But it could be that Charlotte actually, doesn't do her dirty this time.
but that means Charlotte's turning face.
I really feel like
we don't want that.
I felt like she was turning face her last 2 months on Raw.
But she wasn't. She was a
shithead. She was not really.
Yes, she was.
Not really.
Yes,
she got cheated out of her title. She got cheated out of her title.
She did not get.
Well, she didn't get cheated out of it. Yeah, Sasha cheated. Dana cheated first, but Sasha also cheated.
Story up, haven't they? Holy shit!
Yeah.
That writing has been so bad.
And then she was saying Sasha's just doing this so she can get back in the title picture. And
which they're never gonna pay off. It's gonna be like Sasha's gonna turn heel like a month and a half from now, and they're not gonna reference the shit they said before.
Because I think, especially on Raw, that like there's a lot of people that rotate in and out. So like somebody who wrote something 6 months ago, they're not even working there anymore. And so people are not even going to pay attention to what that Jamoke wrote. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And if the wrestlers themselves, if the wrestlers themselves don't do it, or they're not able to, because like there's only a few select people I know for a fact have control over their promos now because they said it themselves, and I've never heard a woman say it in a shoot interview. Never say that. I can decide what my character says on TV. I've never heard it. Have you?
I'm sorry. I just got totally distracted. I saw something on Twitter that just blew my mind. Apparently, Ty Dillinger and Peyton Royce are an item.
Really?
Really? For 2 years.
Oh, well, that's nice that,
He is way above his pay grade.
Don't do that to Ty.
He's cute. Yeah, I know, but
don't do that to Ty.
Boy.
It's better than Zack Ryder dating Emma. Good God.
And Zack Ryder's a shithead. Sorry, things, but Zack Ryder's kind of a shithead. When it comes to women. What did he do? Right? Oh. Right? Like he like dumped Emma, got back with her, dumped her again. Now he's with like Chelsea Green or some shit. Like, I don't know. It seemed like he's kind of a shithead with the girls.
Yeah, he's just dating.
He's just a single dude.
Yeah. Is there like anything else from the week we should go over?
No. I do have in my notes Randy Orton sucks. I literally have that. That's
Wow.
that's a line I have. But we went over that.
Yeah, we
And
have.
He doesn't suck. He's just unmotivated.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm very glad that Roman Reigns was the one that cussed his motherfucking ass out backstage and got him to stop tripping on the guys that was coming to take his spot. That's what I'm glad for. And motherfucker could have gave Roman something else in their SummerSlam match. You jealous motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, people are like, what did she have against Randy Orton? Follow his Twitter. That's what I got against him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Watch his Twitter likes.
Like I'm gonna be honest. I don't exactly agree with all the methods and tactics of the Black Lives Matter movement. But if you're simply denying that this is like, if you support people who think that this movement is not needed and that we need to focus on all lives matter, you can kiss my ass. I don't really give a fuck about you or anything you do. And that's how I feel about Randy Orton. He could not show up tomorrow and I wouldn't give a fuck. Hey, put the title on. Actually, fuck it. Put the title on gender. Fuck it. Brown lives matter, goddammit.
Oh my god. Here's the problem. Crowds would boo it. And it would be
it would be terrible, yeah. I mean, but I just don't I give zero fucks about it. Like, and I actually had sympathy for the motherfucker when Brock busted him open.
Did his thing, yeah.
But I mean, hey, he agreed to it. So like, if you stupid enough to let Brock Lesnar bust your ass open, there you have it. He ain't suffering. He's a terrible champion. It's going from one terrible feud to the next, and it's in service of whoever. Like, I really hope like this is in service of Nakamura, because all this suckitude and like, once he or AJ or like anybody else wins it, it's gonna be like a breath of fresh air and be like, thank the Lord. SmackDown is great again. Yes, we desperately need Nakamura to make SmackDown great again. We do.
Yeah, I feel like him not being on the show this week kind of put a downer to it, because like he brings so much energy that like,
I like him not being there every week though.
Yeah, I know. It's right. It's the right call. But man, when I was watching this show, I was like, oh fuck, I can't even get like a Nakamura like entrance to mark out to. Like, I was like, oh, come on, guys, give me something for this show. But it's totally the right call, because they have me being like, oh man, I want more. So, they've done it well, but boy, sometimes the episodes need it.
Yeah. Lord, I just can't, like, I want to know what they're going to do to top next week. I'm scared. Like, that's why the name of the show is The Upside Down, because
right, up
is down, left is right, dogs and cats living with each other.
Nobody knows. Yeah, Raw is better than SmackDown. This whole
Jinder Mahal has fans.
Jinder Mahal has a rabid fan base on the internet.
Oh my God, he's building up him a little empire. Lord have mercy. All it takes is a push.
All right, now my brain is starting to want. What would be the name of the Jinder Mahal fan empire?
The name of the group?
Like the Roman Empire. Like what would the fans call themselves? I'm gonna think on this. I'm gonna come up with some weird.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
come up with some weird historical, like 19th century Indian history reference from like the British Raj, and that's what I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to get that over.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long they last as his fans. Because this is completely out of left field. Like as certain people say, I wasn't aware that many people like Jinder Mahal.
Right? Seriously, I tell you, this wrestling Twitter is a very odd place.
That dude Frey,
He
has a lot of influence, and he's the one I don't like the most. He gets such a mark. He gets so worked up, and he be on his little rants. I be like, "Ooh, lighten up, Francis."
I kind of like Frey for being that like excitable. Like I appreciate that about him because, well, I mean, I find common ground obviously in that sort of aspect, but he can be very strange too
Because he thinks he's a movement, and
he thinks he's like this whole like shadow government shit.
Whatever the things he says. Oh, now Smarks must follow my word.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck! You were just another motherfucker with a Twitter handle. Calm down.
Yeah.
And that's what we all should do. Calm down. Let's not hinder the gender, please. Yeah, let's rock with it. Hey, look, I'm stuck with SmackDown as the only show I'm watching going forward. So I got to be optimistic about this now. All right. So that's all. I guess we can.
Yeah, let's get on out of
here.
We can
take it on out. Yeah.
All right, folks. As always, I'll tell you what, folks. I did very well tonight because I almost gave NXT spoilers for the next tapings like 12 separate times, but I didn't do it. So y'all should appreciate it for that. There are some interesting things if you want to go look them up, though. But regardless of that, y'all can spend the rest of your Wednesday evenings hugging yourselves.